going to have someone come up and sing the song for us. Who was it again? Jamie and Stetson, Jamie Gates and Stetson are going to come up and sing the song for us. No. Okay.
Ready for this?
1, 2, ready, sing.
X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a.
Really gay.
Okay, well, it just looks like you lost your chance.
I don't care. I didn't want to go. I go really too.
No. All right. No, I already gave someone a chance. Should have volunteered right off. Okay. All right, hey, let's make sure you guys knew how to do this. Okay, we need to identify what A, B, and C are. Okay. A is the coefficient of x squared, which is 3. B is the coefficient of the linear term, which is negative 8. And C is the coefficient of the C is the constant. Okay, and we are going to write down negative B, opposite of B, what is that? 8. Plus or minus the square root of
64.
negative 8 squared is always going to be a positive number, isn't it? When you square it. Minus 4 times A, which is 3, times C, which is 3. All over 2 times 3. Okay? So 4 times 3 is 12. 3 times 12 is 36. 8 plus or minus the square root of 36. 64 minus 36. What is that, you guys?
28.
28. All over 6. Now, some of you guys got it to that far, but you got to simplify the square root of 28. What does 28 break down to? We have a pair of 2's and a loner 7, right? So that means it's going to be 2 square root 7, if you guys remember how to break down those. So we have 8 plus or minus 2 square root of 7 over 6, like that. Okay? And we notice, we always check these 3 numbers right here. Is there a number that goes into these 3 numbers? 2. So we can divide 2 into each one of them. 2 will go into 8? 4 times. 2 will go into 2 1 time, and 2 will go into 6 3 times. And that was what you should have got. How many of you had the correct answer? Okay. Now, everybody who showed me the answer, showed me an answer and you tried it out, I'm going to give you 2 points on an assignment today. If you didn't do it on time and you do it now, I'll give you 1 out of the 2 points, okay? Yeah, we found out that 2 goes into all 3 of those numbers, and we divided 2 into all 3 of them. The reason it works is because if we factored a 2 out of the top part, let me show you the other way. You would get 4 minus the square root of 7, right? And you can break that into 2 times 3, and the 2's will cancel out. That's why it works that way. Okay? All right. Yes, what? Okay, we'll do it after this. Okay, now, you guys, we are going to learn about, did I teach you guys about the discriminant last time?
No,
All right. Okay. You guys, this part of the quadratic formula is called the discriminant. Has everybody got that? The b squared minus 4ac, the part inside the square root. So, right here. I just wasn't sure how far we got. Is b squared minus 4ac. It's the part of the quadratic formula that is inside the square root. And what does the word discriminant mean? Okay, you discriminate. It separates, right? Discriminate means you separate. Okay, like most of you guys, when you think of discrimination, you think of racial discrimination, right? Where they segregate, different ethnic groups into different categories. Well, That's what we're going to do with numbers right here. We are going to discriminate what types of numbers we get inside the square root. Because what type of numbers we get in the square root determines on what type of solutions we're going to get. Okay, so I want to talk about the three types of possible solutions that we're going to get. First of all, if b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0, we're going to talk about that one. What kind of numbers are greater than 0, you guys? Positive numbers, right? So in other words, if your discriminant is a positive number, and just to back up, you guys, what was the discriminant of this problem right here?
7.
No. 28 was the discriminant, okay? Because once you simplified it all down, you got 28. Is that positive or negative? Or
Positive.
it's positive, right? Yes. Yes. Because, so you can simplify it as far as you can simplify it. If you're going to take the ACT test, I'm going to tell you right now, this kind of an answer right here is really impractical. 4 plus or minus the square root of 7 over 3. That's kind of an impractical answer, but your ACT test, your standard test, your math books, that's the way it's going to break it down. The practical answer would be to put this in your calculator. In fact, I want everybody to get your calculator out right now. Let's get the two answers. Everybody type in your calculator. 4 plus the square root of 7. Hit enter and divide it by 2. Just go get a different calculator and put that one on my desk. Because we're simplifying. Why do you... If you were simplifying 2/4, what would you simplify it to be? 1/2. And what did you do? Really, you had 2 over 2 times 2. You canceled the 2 on the top with the 2 on the bottom, right? And you put it in simplest form. That's all we're doing, is we're putting it in simplest form. When we have a problem like this, the number on the bottom divides into both of them. Yeah, it's a 1. Right. Okay. Now, this is what I want you guys to do. Everybody type in your calculator. 4 plus the square root of 7. Hit enter. And then hit divided by 3 and hit enter. What do you get? 0.451 ... right? So you got 2.2? Hey. Okay, which way did you guys do it? Did you hit just divided by 3 after the 7? Without putting parentheses? Well, did you put parentheses around the whole numerator? Okay. Okay, you guys, you'd have to do it like this. That's why I told you guys to go 4 plus. If you go 4 plus or minus the square root of 7 and hit enter, and then hit divided by 3 and hit enter, you'll get the right answer. Or you need to put parentheses around that and then hit divided by 3. Parenthesis, 4 plus or minus the square root of 7, parenthesis divided by 3, and you should get the right answer. What did you get? Okay, do this, JD. Go 4 plus or minus the square root of 7 and hit enter. Just do plus. Hit enter. Now hit divided by 3 and hit enter. What did you get? That's the correct answer. It probably, does it put a parenthesis automatically before your 7?
Yeah.
So you got to close that, and then you got to close the other one. You sure you put a parenthesis around the 4? All right, I got to see this. 4, you did minus. Okay, now, you guys, now do 4 minus the square root of 7 divided by 3. 0.451, that's the one you had right there, JD, okay? You just did the minus. Okay, so those are your two answers. You always get, if this number comes out to be positive number inside, the discriminant, like the square root of 28, then you're going to always get, you're going to get 2 real solutions, okay? And that's what we're going to go back to right here, okay? If it's positive, by the way, what is a 0? Where it crosses the x-axis. That means anytime you get a positive number, you're going to cross the x-axis twice. You're going to get 2 real number solutions. Okay? Any questions there? What are some other possibilities? There's actually two other possibilities. Instead of your discriminant being positive, what else could it be? It could be negative, right? Okay? If b squared minus 4ac is less than 0, in other words, it's a negative number, what would your graph look like? Well, it could be upside down, but what does it not do? Doesn't cross what? The x-axis. That's right, Tal. It doesn't cross the x-axis. It can either be right here or it can be up there above it. It just doesn't cross the x-axis, right? And guess what? You're still going to get two solutions, but guess what they're going to be? Well, think about it. You're taking the square root of a negative number. What kind of solutions you get? Two imaginary solutions. Good job, Michaela. Okay? You're going to get two imaginary solutions. Okay? So if your discriminant is negative, you're going to get two imaginary solutions, and your graph will never cross the x-axis. What's the other possibility for graphs? There's only one other possibility. What? Equal to what? Yeah. What do you think the graph's going to look like then? It's going to be what? It's still going to be a parabola, but yep, the vertex is going to come down and just touch the x-axis in one place, so it has one real solution. Okay? I did that earlier today, too. Wouldn't this eventually cross this one right here? That's the y-axis. Yes, you're right. It will always cross the y-axis once, but that's not what we're looking for when we're solving a quadratic equation. We're looking for where it crosses the x-axis. Yes. No. Can anybody tell us why? Why can't a parabola cross twice? Okay, it's going out forever for one thing. Plus the other thing is if it crossed it twice, what would it not be? It wouldn't be a parabola, but it wouldn't be a function because it wouldn't pass the vertical line test, right? Okay, so no. Okay, now this is where we are going to do a little activity. Let me get, yeah. Well, that shouldn't take up too much room on your card. You should be able to do that. I'm right. I'm not, this isn't the size up here.
Yeah, that's like 10 times bigger.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, my pen's 10 times thicker than yours, too. Okay, right here. Just write down the problem. There's 12 of them on the card. I mean, you already have the problem written down. Write down what A, B, and C are. Use the formula b squared minus 4ac. You don't have to write b squared minus 4ac on every one of them. And then I want you to show your work, though. Show this part right here where it says 36 minus 4 times 1 times negative 10. And show them, encircle what you get for your answer. Or box it in or something. Okay? We're going to do that, and then we're going to use these to make a foldable. All right. Are we ready? Okay, now everybody take your foldable. Okay, so you're going to kind of move your papers off your foldable. And we're going to make it look like this when you open it up. But what you're going to do is you're going to take your foldable. Looks like this. And you're going to fold it this way. Okay? So on the front it says the discriminant. It has these things right here on the front. Okay? Now, take your scissors. Take your scissors and you're going to cut right here along this line to there, from here to there along this line, from here to there along that line. Not on the back side. Keep the back side. Don't cut the back side. Okay, just the front side. Just along that line, and that line. Unfold it to cut it. Need to stay up with me, so if you haven't started, get going. That's good. Certain people I worry about, and that's why I put them in there. Who? He's been going to soccer lately. Okay, everybody, have you got it cut? Okay, now take this part right here where it says the quadratic or the determinant or the discriminant. A determinant is it's something that we use with matrices, and that fold it down onto this and glue it there. So glue it onto this part right here. No, not all the way off. Just fold it down, put glue on the back of it, and secure it. I had an example up here and it disappeared. Anybody take it? Oh, here's my example right here. So look, that part's glued down. See where it says the discriminant is. Okay, that part's glued down. Paper should look like this. Now, what we're going to do, okay, right there where it says discriminant is, right below that one, we're going to put at the very top, right at small, b squared minus 4ac equals 0. Right there, you guys, at the top. B squared minus 4ac. This is a picture of your foldable folded out. Then on the next one, b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0. That's the positive ones, right? And then the third one, b squared minus 4ac is less than 0. Okay? Now, I do that a lot. There's my C, right there. I'm thinking ahead, and so I forget to write it. All right. Okay, now I want each one of you, to pick out one of your squares that was 0. Each one of you in your group. So that you're going to have 2 left over, but each of you, you're going to glue it. You're going to glue it on right there. Pick one of your 0 ones, glue it on there. Yep, and glue it right there. Like this. Okay? Then, over on this side, I want you to draw a graph on each one of those. Okay, everybody take your calculator now. Put the function into your calculator. So if you got one that, let's say yours was y equals 3x squared plus 6x plus 3, type that into your calculator. See what the graph looks like. And then you're going to graph it over here. It should, since the discriminant is 0, it should touch the x-axis in one spot, right? The vertex should be resting on there. Okay? So you're going to graph it. Draw a rough sketch of the graph over on this side. See how I did it right here? Yours will look that good when it's all done. Okay? Because I was not thinking when I made copies. I meant to make it on colored paper. I was in a hurry, and I just put them in there and started making copies, and I realized that it was the white. Okay, now. It should be resting on there. Now, do the same thing with each of the others. Choose one that has a discriminant greater than 0, and put it in there, and then put its graph over here. And then choose one that has a discriminant less than 0, glue it in right there, and then put the graph over there. So now on your assignment, I'm going to do number 1 with you right now. Okay, problem number 1 on your assignment. It says find the discriminant of each quadratic equation and describe the type of roots. Okay, so all I have to do is find the determinant. So I need to know what A, B, and C are. I would like you to show your work. Okay, so I'd like you to show your work. B squared would be 4. A would be 35. C would be -1. And we're going to go 4 minus 4 times 35 is 140 times -1 is a -140. And so you have 4 minus a -140 is 144. Since I got a positive number, what does that tell me about my 2 roots? I'm going to get 2 real solutions, right? And I would write that on there. Done with problem number 1. You can solve all of these, you guys. Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah. No, we can realistically do all of them. Hey, you guys, JD is saying, can we solve this one? Yeah, we can. And the nice thing about it is 144 is a perfect square. So when we do this, when negative b would be a positive 2 plus, no, you don't have to. Plus or minus b squared is 4 minus, well, we already figured out that the discriminant was 144, right? All over 2 times 35 is 70. The square root of 144 is 12, so you're going to get 2 plus or minus 12 over 70. So your 2 answers are going to be 2 plus 12 is 14 over 70, which reduces to 7 over 10. Not 7 over 10. 7 will go into that twice, which is equal to 1/5, right? Your other answer is going to be 2 minus 12, which is going to be -10 over 70, which is equal to a -1/7. Okay? So can we solve this? Yeah, we could, but you don't have to. All you have to do is find the discriminant and tell what type of solutions it's going to give you, what kind of roots. Another name for solutions is roots. That is your assignment. You guys, do the odds. Odds.